screen.
Wait, are we on? So we're doing
Technically,
it.
yes.
Okay, because I'm still looking on our YouTube page for us to be live.
I know I am too.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Hmm.
By the way, just some background stuff. If we're actually on right now, Joe was actually verbalizing every little button she was pushing and bell and whistle she was making happen. So it's just so it's for this to happen right now. So it was a lot of under her breath. Click,
Well, we have. Oh,
push,
actually,
live stream.
if you go to live where it says live recording at the top, do you see that? There's a little toggle down. Or maybe I only have it, but it can send me to YouTube. Okay, great. So
I'm at our homepage.
Okay, so it is live on YouTube.
Oh wait, I think I see it. No wait, that was 1 month ago.
This says
It's us.
Jeff is present. Hi, Jeff.
All right.
Derek Andrews says, "A morning Joe, allegedly."
I trust that Joe got it right. If I was doing this, it would not be right. I still see the live stuff on my Morning Bill and Joe page.
Maybe if you refresh the YouTube the page.
All right. This is embarrassing. Oh, I see live.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and now I'm pushing pause because we're on a delay, and I think I see everything. All right.
Okay, great. So do you see the chat on the right-hand side? Oh, my volume is too low. How do I fix that?
Look who you're asking.
Wait, I'm going to take out my headphones and see if that helps. Let me know if that's better, guys.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fine by me. Although now I hear, but I'm on a delay. I mean, I can hear myself.
Well, I'll do it again. Hold on.
Maybe I should take off my headphones.
I love everyone workshopping with us. Maybe I'll just get closer to my computer. My face is so big now.
I can't see.
Oh, wait, now I hear myself and you. You guys, this is what you signed up for. This is the incredible work that we are doing.
You hear yourself? Do you want me to take off my headphones? God,
now you're so loud.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Oh, boy. All right, well.
You sound fun to me. You're not on a delay or anything. Now I can't hear you at all. This is embarrassing.
I turned my mic off.
Oh, okay, good.
Derek said the bull is the greatest dancer since Travolta.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I think he saw some of my wedding moves. And by saying some, I mean all, because I got about 3 moves.
Wait, yeah, we should. Do you want to do a little recap of the wedding? I feel like we haven't really chatted.
Yeah, I had a bunch of pictures. I should have sent them, but I figured it was sort of like old news at this point. But you know what? Gino and Keanu's love will never be old, and it should always be news.
Yeah? Nice. I like that for you.
Fuck you. Yeah, it was great. But by the way, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves because you'd mentioned that you want to talk about Halloween costumes, and in a weird way, I'm looking at the both of us right now, and we're kind of Dead Joe and Wolver William or William Marine. We look like Deadpool and Wolverine right now.
Oh, funny.
And that was not planned.
No.
And we had a Deadpool and Wolverine graphic too. Yeah, no, but we're kind of rocking that right now. Huh?
Yeah, Zach says Blur Schultz. I think because for whatever reason, your video is never crystal clear. But maybe you're just like the Flash. You're moving so quick. You're a blur.
Or he wants you to blur my image.
Oh, well, that's also a possibility.
Yeah. So do I need to put in the microphone? I might have to start over again if I do that.
I'm sorry, what does a microphone have to do with a camera?
But you said the blur might have something to do with my audio.
I didn't say that.
Oh, that's what I heard. I hear
Oh,
what I want.
if I said it, I misspoke.
You sure did. Thank you. Finally.
Speaking of misspeaking, Keanu said yes at the altar? What?
And in kind of that voice, yes. Yeah, it was a lovely venue. Surprisingly, knock on wood, that was an undevastated area of the Carolinas that we were in. So we lucked out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was me and three other bros with two beds in one hotel room. You're welcome, America. I want everyone to think about that visual.
So
Yeah.
I want to know, did y'all pull for straw? What do you call them? You pull straws?
No, we didn't jerk each other off, Joe. Get your mind out of the goddamn gutter.
No, but who decided to share a bed with whom?
It just sort of happened naturally. I mean, the first person that went to bed was in one bed. The next person that went to bed was in the other bed. And then the cards fell where they may. Is that a phrase? But yeah. So I was basically old man winter both nights, I feel like, because I was one of the first people to go to bed. And romantically, I found that Matt Mead was in my bed the first night, and then therefore the second. And then there you go. We let it happen naturally, like love.
I think that probably Mead tells that story that you were in his bed.
Is this how the Menendez story started? It's been a while since I read up on it, but yeah, no, it was relatively small room, 4 big dudes. Well, 3 and then me, I guess. But yeah, and then the first morning we were so hungover that rather than doing anything Charleston local or fun, we all just sort of sat or laid down on the bed, hungover, and watched Independence Day. That was on TBS at the time. And it's just as awful as I remember it to be. But that was just sort of how we dove into the culture.
I imagine all 4 of you just sitting on the edge of the bed, like in a row, watching this TV, just bleary-eyed and fighting off waves of nausea.
That part's accurate, but no, it was all lying down, and the lights were off. And finally, I did go and kind of get some fresh air and walk around a bit. And it was like halfway through the movie. And when I get back, it's just like Goldblum and then credits. They had watched the entire thing and not moved one.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So anyway, beautiful wedding. But yeah, so that was. I think I was actually very well behaved. I went to bed early, relatively, like both nights. But I guess there were some fireworks, but nothing too terrible. And yeah, it was a cool venue.
Well, I would assume there were fireworks because Keanu's family is in the firework biz.
I kind of was thinking there might be. There wasn't actual physical fireworks, but I'm sure in the sack there was.
Oh boy.
But yeah, no, it was a cool venue. It was in this very Art Deco 1930s themed theater, and the actual recital was in the movie theater part of it. But yeah, it was
recital?
Not recital. I don't know what you call it. The wedding, the vows thing.
Ceremony?
Ceremony, yes.
God.
Yeah. Wow, you were really offended by that.
I mean, well, listen, I'm the one who, when I was watching the Mets lose to the Dodgers, I called them costumes instead of uniforms.
You do that all the time. That's not the first time you've done that. By the way, belated congratulations.
To what? Oh, my Yankees being in the series?
Thank you. Did everyone just hear, see, or look at both and vomit upon her response? And by the way, should I have said the same thing to any Dodger friend of mine, it would have been relatively the same. Oh, yeah, man, you know, it's part of the plan. We're on track. Like, this is why everyone, like, Major League Baseball is so happy about they got exactly what they wanted. Yankees, Dodgers. But I have this weird feeling that the rest of America that is not a Dodger or Yankee fan is so fuck you guys over the entitlement, the money invested to get both of you there. And just the way that you both view yourselves and how, this is what's supposed to happen, that I really hope no one tunes in. I hope this is going to be one of the worst rated World Series of all time. You don't seem to agree with me with that expression.
Bill, are you un-American? There's nothing more American than baseball, especially the World Series. Spoken as someone who actually, I know, shocker here, doesn't know anything about baseball or actually care. I've just picked a team that happens to win all the
You
time.
sure did.
And
That's most Yankee fans.
I will likely watch because that's just what you do. And I have heard, though, that the Dodgers are a better team this year than the
Yeah.
Yankees, so they will likely win. But hey, I feel like generally, as you've seen in basketball too, they always seem to be pretty even. So they just have to play all these games. I wonder how that happens. I don't know. I think it's all a ruse.
Uh, wow. Well, again, this is exactly you get what you deserve, America. Listen to this amazing Yankee fan and feel as great for her as you should after that rousing pro baseball speech. It felt like you were James Earl Jones at the end of Field of Dreams right there with what you just said. Um,
Thank you.
I would give you this, and I think you will like it actually. It's along the lines of something like, say, The Last Dance Bulls wise. It's like a docu series, and it's a good prep work for you because it's basically about the Dodger Yankee World Series rivalry, culminating mostly in um, within 3 years in the late 70s and early 80s. I think their last World Series is in 1981 against each other. I won't tell you who won that one, but it's called Uncivil War, and I think it's an ESPN Films thing. It should be easy to find, but that'll help you with your prep work before you watch the World Series. It's actually very good. There's a lot of
Hmm.
like the Hollywood of the Dodgers at that time and how goody two shoes they pretended to be, whereas the Yankees kind of weren't. And you would like it. It's good.
I am too busy to do any such prep work. However, if God, there's like for every sports docu, there is, another murder one. And I would argue
Yeah, there she is.
there's too many sports ones and not enough murder.
Ooh, I think a lot of people would argue against that. Uh, Dead Joe, still working on your costume
I
name.
actually wonder, huh, has there been a study done on this? Or I don't think it would be a duddy because it would inform me. Have there been more sporting events or murders in history?
Well, it depends on what you want to call what's a sport. Is throwing a rock at someone a sport? Going back to caveman times, maybe there was more sports than murders, but you got to define your terms here, Dead
Hmm.
Joe.
Okay. Professional sports and convicted murders.
I bet there's probably more convicted murders
Okay.
than
Really?
professional sports. Yeah, I would think so.
Huh.
There's been a lot of killing that's been going on
No,
within
that's
the past
true.
millennia.
Yeah.
Although again, depending on what you mean by convicted. So yeah. Anyway, congratulations, and I'm sure as anyone that heard typical Yankee fan, Joanne, no middle name given at birth, Goodhart, right there. I'm sure you're as happy for Yankee and Dodger fans as I am because just yeah, good for you guys. It's about time the good guys win. And the underdog just gets there and goes to the series and
But
but
Bill, this it should be inspiration for the other teams to do better.
it's
You
only
know?
inspirational if we beat you. I can't even say we in this without smiling because I don't think the White Sox are technically considered a major league team anymore. Um,
Mm.
but so, enough about my complaining. Where are we at with regards to Walden?
Um,
I like the behind the scenes stuff.
sure. So Walden, the off-Broadway play I am understudying for. We just finished our first week of preview performances. So basically, preview means uh, there is a paying audience. It is a full production. However, we can make changes to the production.
Yes,
We
yes,
can
yes.
change the lights, the set, the sound, the dialogue, the costumes, blocking. And basically, we use that live audience to figure out what is and isn't working, or what are people responding to, things like that. Then once we officially open the show, no more changes can be made. So that's typically the day that then the reviewers come, they see it, and they write up about the show. So we have a pretty long preview. It's almost 3 weeks, I think, preview performances. And then we open early November. But first week was really good. It's nice to have an audience in there. There's some laughs that we didn't expect on certain lines.
Huh.
And also the
Interesting.
audiences differ, right? The matinee audience, which is maybe like some older folks,
Yeah.
some of the donors to the theater come, and their reactions might be a little sleepier than some others. So it's been really informative, and I get to see the show every day, which is pretty cool. I get to see these actors as they're really like coming into their own and discovering the parts, which is really cool.
You haven't gotten the Groundhog Day feeling yet, as of yet, with the repetition of seeing the show every damn day.
Uh, a little bit of it, like
Yeah.
because I'm understudying the two female leads.
Yeah, you already
I
got it.
try to, in each performance, pick just one to follow.
Okay.
So that's a way to kind of just like focus in. Okay, she has a wine glass in her hand here. Where does she put it? Tracking certain things. But I get to the point where I just start watching like an audience member. I'm just enjoying it. I forget that I'm there like with a purpose. So yeah.
That's probably a good sign. Now you gave me the hot scoop when last we did a show that you guys are wearing wigs because I was asking you if you're going to go do the old Joe curls that you hate so much because I know one of the actresses has curly hair. What is the costume situation, or perhaps to use the theater phrase, what is the costume sitch? You guys
Yeah.
aren't wearing
Gosh.
astronaut garb or anything like that, right?
Bill, are you in the costume world? Stitch garb?
I,
That's
I get around.
wild.
I do my
Um,
research.
I have a fitting on tomorrow for my costumes. Um, which means I have double the amount of costumes because I would be covering
Hmm.
two tracks.
Yeah.
But it's cool. So this play is a little sci-fi-ish because it takes place, a little bit in the future. So our really great costume designer, her name is Queen Jean. She did a really nice job of sort of combining the space utilitarian element to the costumes for the astronaut girl and a bit more of like an earthy practical outfit choice for the other sister who's like here on earth.
Oh, so she's still in space when they're having that conversation.
No, 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 but she her wardrobe is sort of inspired by, or she's just coming back from or about to go, so you do see that sort of NASA element to it.
Got it. Got it. Would you say that you put the ass in NASA?
Me?
Hmm.
I don't think so. I
You're not
I
selling
actually
this.
I actually think if you want to be a part of NASA, you can't have much of an ass.
Oh, I just meant ass in the sense that you're a dick.
Oh,
Oh, see you. Oh, you went straight to your butt, you narcissist. Oh, wow, wow, wow,
um,
wow.
y'all, I don't know if my chat froze again or
Mine wasn't working, so I mean I can look at it again, but it just stopped
um, I
moving.
just no one's been commenting. I don't know. We have 10 people watching, so I don't know that we have a whole bunch of
I told
people.
you should have done a better job on your Deadpool outfit, and we would have had more.
Well, maybe if I knew what that would entail. I still
I don't
haven't
know. It
seen the
red and
movies.
yellow. He has a yellow costume. She has, or he, the other one has a red costume.
I
That's as much
haven't
as
seen.
I haven't seen either.
Mm. But speaking of costumes, we did have a question. I believe it was from Chris Orlando on our community tab on YouTube. By the way, subscribe, become a member.
Yes.
Chris wanted to know about Halloween costumes growing up. Okay, hold on. Testing. Leo, thank you, Leo. Testing. Barry says, Joe, can you raise your volume? I don't know. I
I
don't
can I agree on that? I don't. I would rather you didn't.
um y'all just get closer to your to your speaker and you'll hear me. Um so yeah, Halloween costumes as kids. My least favorite. I was a cowgirl for 3 years in a row.
Boy, your mom. I forgot. I always forget how cheap your mom was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she bought one costume and didn't want to buy more. And yeah.
Were now? Did you? Is this something that you protested, or did you just sort of associate Halloween as this is the time where I wear my cowgirl outfit? This is the annual thing that I do. I don't know anything better. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't associate. Oh, with Halloween, I get a new costume like everyone else that's normal in this world.
Yeah, I knew growing up that I wasn't like other kids, so I wasn't
That's for
I
sure.
I knew I was just going to be a little disappointed, which is really sad. So I just knew I wasn't going to have a new costume like everyone else. Had I known I'd be stuck with it for 3 years growing into it, I would have picked maybe a different costume. But I think yeah, the sparkles. Generally sparkles. This cowgirl costume had like a sparkly skirt.
Rhinestone cowgirl kind of thing. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you can take the girl to Jersey. I mean, if it's gonna be a cowgirl, she better be bejeweled. You know, she's not gonna have some sparkles on her.
Fair.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, although I was totally fine with it, I believe Jonathan and I were Indiana Jones for at least 3 years straight. Same costume, the whole deal,
Yeah, but you
and it was
wanted
90.
to.
Maybe, but I don't think my mom was against it. She certainly didn't want to go out looking for something else. And also, all we had to do was wear our we had khaki pants, we had a white button-down shirt. We sure as crap couldn't get the actual leather jacket, so we weren't wearing that. And so, really, all she had to do was get us a hat, some cap guns, a little side bag, and then we had the rope that my mom used to dry our laundry with. We had that rolled up as his whip. So it's pretty down and dirty costume right there. Little DIY.
Yeah, I mean, good for your mom. She made it happen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's better than stupid Jersey cowgirl condescending, whatever.
Ouch.
Hey, well, you're the one making fun of my costume.
And then as an adult,
I know you had some that would probably now be racially frowned upon.
okay, that was college, so it doesn't count. No,
But should we just give people a hint in the sense that the name was Pocahontas and let them do their imagination? Yeah.
sure. I
Hmm.
was Sacagawea. No,
You're not far off, by the
listen,
way.
I'll just say this. I never wore inappropriate makeup, okay?
Yeah, there
So,
you go. Yeah, yeah. There was no red face, so to speak, on this Native
yeah.
American costume.
Yeah. And God, it just sounds so weird to say, but like it was a different time.
Oh yeah, you were certainly not the only one. I should have had her Joanne's DNA test graphic on the ready for us discussing this. You're wearing a lot of costumes in that one, but
Yeah.
but that was college, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, but like as an adult, I mean, even now in the green room at the theater, we have a show on Halloween and people are like, "Oh, what's everyone doing for Halloween? Is anyone dressing up?" And I just sort of feel like why? It
I always thought that. I never thought any actor would like Halloween because it's just sort of like why would I celebrate something that I do for work every
yeah.
day? You know.
Yeah. And I don't know. I I generally, if I do pick a costume, it's one where it gives me an excuse not to talk to people. So the year that Douglas and I were a part of the cult from the leftovers who don't speak,
That wasn't that long ago, from what I
yeah,
recall.
I think it was 2 years ago. That was
Hmm.
great. And I've always wanted to do, and I've never done it. I've wanted to be a mime because mimes don't talk.
We have a graphic
So,
for you're like referencing all these graphics we would have on the ready had I
yeah,
known.
I can't do it in a live stream, Bill. Or
No,
I
it's
can, but I don't know how, and
but you
I
don't know
don't
how.
feel like figuring it out.
Well, I'll send it out for people later, but it's about as mimey a graphic of Joe B to mime as you could possibly imagine. Well, and so like, all right, so there's Pocahontas in college. I'm trying to think what some of the other ones were. I guess that was really the only one that might be frowned upon now. Yeah, that you've done.
Yeah. What about you? I feel like didn't you do something weird recently?
No, because I don't really I don't it's not like I don't want to be like a spoil sport, and I don't want to be like it's just for kids, but also just I don't care. Like it takes me a lot to actually put in an effort for a costume. There was one senator I remember, and I was like kind of proud of myself at the time, but no one got it. No one knew who I was, and after a while, it just got annoying. This is back when like it didn't take much to have a scandal, and there was this like Florida Republican. I don't even know if he was a senator. He might have been a congressman. Um, who got in trouble putting the gay moves on an intern or something way back in the day. This is like early mid 2000s, and so I got my hair white. I had a suit. I had the giant American flag on my lapel, and then I had another little male blow up doll, and I put a little suit on him as my with the mouth that kind of goes like this. Hope people isolate that image as my intern. And I don't even. And this is how not a big deal it was. It was kind of a big deal at the time. I don't even remember the guy's name, but no one really got it. No one really knew who I was referencing. I might have even had a name tag. And also that Halloween, there was like a scavenger hunt, so I had to carry around this stupid blow up doll throughout this entire Brooklyn scavenger hunt, and like I was kind of over it, but it wasn't a great idea. I'm
Yeah,
sorry I brought it up.
I feel like the costumes that end up being issues are the ones where you realize you have to pee, and it is difficult to do so.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. Well, when I was, I think I've told you this. The only time I've ever done a couple's costume, I was dating our former White House press secretary, don't you know, by the name of Kayleigh McEnany. And I'll say I have no problem talking about her now because I want people to stay engaged with our little podcast. Um, and she kept annoying me about doing a couple's costume. And shockingly, hope you're sitting for this, Dead Joe. I did not want to do a couple's costume. And then sarcastically at some point, I'm like, fine, let's do Sid and Nancy. Um, Kayleigh was excited that I came up with something and immediately Googled Sid and Nancy. And it was just a Google image search. And she was all about it because she just wanted to be a hot punk. She never did the research as to what exactly Sid and Nancy is about. And even when I suggested that perhaps we watch the movie, before she really wanted to do this, nope, couldn't be bothered. She just wanted to be a hot punk. And so even with and so we did it. But even in the photos, like when we're posing, I've got kind of a knife to her and stuff like that. She just never did the math. Never actually bothered to look into the research of exactly
Maybe,
what Sid did
but
to
maybe
Nancy.
she did, and she's like, a regular girl who loves murder, and she was all about it.
I remember quizzing her on this afterwards and feeling that she did it. The worst part being that Kayleigh got really drunk really quickly at Matt McCall's party. Like a gentleman, of course, I walked her home. And maybe less like a gentleman, I went back to the party after I walked her home from her vomiting. And I ended up passing on McCall's couch. And, I was Sid. I got the spiked hair. Poor Fox News people. They actually spiked my hair for me. And I justified it because I wore the costume on the show. But I passed out on the couch. So I got the leather jacket on, the hair, the chain with the lock on it, the whole bit. And I remember listening to from some nameless girl and her friend who were leaving the next morning after McCall had some fun, I think. And they go, "Hey, Matt, there's some girl dressed like Joan Jett passed out on your couch."
They weren't wrong, I'm sure.
No, they were wrong, Joe. I was Sid.
It was
Ugh.
really smart of you to be two characters at once.
Yeah, I guess I could have been Joan Jett next year, huh? Yeah. The girl dressed like Joan Jett is passed out on your couch. I will haunt me for the rest of my life.
To our live chat, Zach wants to know, do you get trick or treaters?
Oh, good question.
You know,
I certainly don't. You do?
in New York City, it's a little strange being a kid and trick or treating. I know, like they go to businesses, so when I've worked in
Yeah.
restaurants, we'll like have candy there and give it to the kids. Some apartment buildings, you can sign up on a list to like kids can come to my apartment and we'll have something for them. So kids
Oh.
aren't just going to random apartments ringing doorbells. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Uh, but yeah, no, I actually really enjoy the past few years. I've gone to my sister's house in Jersey, and her whole block does like a huge Halloween thing. And there'll be a fire pit outside, and kids come, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's a lot of fun. But like in the city, it's just less fun.
Oh my God, I highly recommend Jersey as far as Halloween is concerned. Exactly to your point. Near where my parents and my brothers and in-laws all live, like there are certain streets in Jersey where it's like straight out of Epcot, or I don't know
Yeah.
what. Like I mean, there's like motorized skeletons and things going
Oh
in and out.
yeah.
It's just insane.
Well, and I wonder if Tool Man lives in Jersey. They just said we get over
Oh, let me look again.
500 trick or treaters.
Oh my
Wait,
God,
that is insane. Also, like that's
I could see it.
expensive
Yes.
because even these little fun packs of candy, even if you go to Costco, that I mean, a huge bag of candy. I don't even know anymore because again, New York City pricing is so inflated. If you're getting like 30 fun size like little candies in New York, that's easily $8 to $10. So I couldn't imagine.
By the way, if you're ever gonna buy Joe some sort of T-shirt, order it in fun size. That is exactly her measurements.
Please
If you're
don't order me a
online,
t-shirt. I have too many, thanks,
too
Bill.
late. Cut her volume. Barry wants to know what your favorite Halloween candy is, Joe.
Okay. This is a little not niche, but I feel like it's not everyone's favorite. I love the 100 grand bars.
Those don't still exist.
Yes,
Those
they
still
do.
exist.
Yes.
Uh,
Caramel with little crunchies covered in chocolate.
wow. Are you sure that your mom just doesn't have really old Halloween candy that she just keeps repurposing every year? I think the 100 grand bar like went out with the 80s.
Nope, it's still there. Also, my
Huh.
mother, if you know my mother,
Only
she
met her once.
she would give us a few weeks and then throw all of the candy out. She is not a
That's
hoarder. She is a purger.
true.
Toolman said that he gets all those trick or treaters in Utah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
we go big, building animatronics. Okay,
I
that
can see
is
that.
fun.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Yeah, and like Joe lives in a relatively, I would say, I've only been there during the daytime, but it seemed like there's a good amount of families in your neighborhood, but I suppose not enough for you and Douglas to buy candy. Because I live in a residential area, but as I've told you a million times before, the median age is around 75. So no kids, unless you want to call your dog baby a kid. And we do have a lot of dogs in costumes in this neighborhood. But no, there are not any kids around here. Astoria, I think there are more kids. But you guys don't get candy?
No, I mean we're usually working or busy. We're not home on Halloween night, uh, in order to give it out. But I was just thinking about how crazy it is. Yeah, okay, growing up, you go around your neighborhood, you know a bunch of your neighbors, whatever. But I vividly remember freshman year of college, I went to University, which is in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, a really nice area. And freshman year, I went trick or treating. I went with a few girlfriends and we went to
Only cute girls can get away
houses.
with that.
Like we went to houses and knocked on doors, rang doorbells, and got candy. And how I'm still alive, like that is just
You
a
didn't get
true
any.
crime story waiting to happen.
Yeah, but forget about the true crime murder aspect of this. You didn't just get any normal adults being like, "What in the hell are you doing? You're young adults. How dare you come to my house and take this candy for
I
these
think
kids?"
I think we had one person
Real? Oh,
who
good. I'm surprised there was only
Yeah.
one. And just
Yeah.
pelted you with old 100 grand bars, making
Hey,
you think that
Bill,
they were still.
I would say don't knock it till you try it, but I know you won't try it because you're like, sugar.
I'll give it a shot if now that you promoted it. So
Please, someone send Bill 100, 100
I
grand.
still don't think it exists, man. I think someone's pulling your bony leg. Well, I'm trying to think. I don't remember any other like creative costume stories that you had for me. I remember you had a lot of weird costumes because you're you, but
Well, okay, the creative one, freshman year of college, it was four of us who were all living in the honors dorm. That's right, nerds. And four of us girls, we each dressed up as the ace of a different suit of playing cards. So I was the ace
wow.
of spades.
Well, as we've always talked about, if you can think of it, there is a sexy Halloween costume version of it. You might have picked the one thing where there is not. You might have picked the one category. I mean, yeah, there's probably like a sexy poker dealer costume out
Mm,
there and stuff like that, but an actual playing card that'd be hard to find.
yeah, it was strange. By the way, maybe I can show this. Barry says the only way Bill is getting 100 grand.
All right.
Ah,
You know what?
thanks,
Honestly,
Barry.
well done. I set myself up for that. Set myself up for that. I should just focus on Kit Kats. But yeah, now leave it to you that
So
for that
Kit
costume
Kat,
list.
Kit Kat is one of your favorites then?
No, I was a I'm a basic bitch. I like the peanut butter chocolate
Oh,
combination of a
Reese's.
Reese's. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'd always have every once in a while the neighbors that would give you the full size Reese's rather than the little fun size ones, and
Which
that's
is
the house that
just
you would go back to.
which is two instead of one or instead of mini. It's all the same flavor. That's it's I don't know.
Wow, and peanut butter chocolate Twix to that end.
Well,
You know, they're two great tastes that taste great together, Joe.
that's fair. Hey, speaking of rotting your insides and eating fast food,
Mm.
this isn't Halloween, but I feel like we just have to discuss it. Donald Trump working at McDonald's. Did you see
Yes,
these pictures?
I haven't seen the video yet, but I'm aware that he went there to sort of troll, if you can call it that, Kamala for her claim. He claims she falsely claimed that she worked at
Yeah.
McDonald's, and I saw him with his tie in the kitchen. He was working the fries.
Wearing an
Yeah,
apron, yeah,
yeah.
working the fryer. Um, and we all, I think at this point, everyone knows that he loves McDonald's. He eats it all the time. We've seen him on
Oh yeah.
Air Force One, like eating McDonald's. Uh, but I did see a really great tweet. This person wins. They were like, if he can fix the ice cream machine, he has my vote. Because famously, every time you go to McDonald's and you want to get like a
Yeah.
McFlurry, the machine is always down. And, if that's what these swing state voters want, give it to them. Trump, fix the machine.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if he actually does it. Did they McDonald's use this as an opportunity to promote? Maybe it would be too divisive. There's a this is not a joke. There's a chicken Big Mac that they're making available for a
Yes.
limited time.
If you
I'm
think I
surprised you haven't.
haven't,
Have you had it yet?
no, but if you think I haven't watched the mukbang videos of people
Of
eating
course.
them,
Well, yeah.
it seems some of the reviews from these foodies has been that they don't need the second chicken patty. So because it's like a Big Mac, it's two chicken patties. And they're like, that's just kind of a lot. They said they would rather do a McChicken and just add Big Mac sauce and lettuce and the cheese.
It's actually a relatively simple little life hack that I'm angry at myself for not thinking of myself.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to. I mean, really, it's just an extra slice of bread, and two slices of chicken.
Yeah.
You can turn that into a chicken Big Mac really quickly. Um,
I do wonder, gosh, I really wish that Trump working at McDonald's, he like really worked at McDonald's. Like he had to do the drive-through and deal with people there. He had
Clean the
to,
bathroom.
yeah, or just like, he had to listen to Linda talk about her marital problems and just go, uh-huh, yeah, that sucks. he had to take out the trash and then accidentally there's this like mysterious wet liquid that's dripping from the bottom. You're like, I don't know what this is. I hope it doesn't get on my shoes. I really
It's their
wish that
special sauce.
he had to go through sexual harassment training and answer the quiz and do all that stuff, which maybe he could use.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say I wish him luck on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, also he could have to deal with people like me at 1 in the morning asking for every single sauce that
Seriously.
I thought was only McNugget sauces, and you've since corrected me for my fries.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I always go through, and boy, they roll their eyes with that one. Actually, can I have that one too? Just give me all of them. Come on, if you don't mind, just like all of them right now. And then I probably should tip, and I don't. But yeah, that's what he should be dealing with right now.
Yeah. And I wonder if like the employees there were excited or were annoyed.
I'm
You
gonna
know what I
sli-
mean?
I'm
Like
gonna
if
go
it
with the
made
latter.
their day more difficult, I like maybe he is just fucking everything up. You know? It's like he's touching things without gloves on and they're like, "Fuck, we got to throw all that away now."
It reminds me of that ad campaign that might have been a couple Super Bowls ago when Ben Affleck first became a rep for Dunkin' Donuts and was surprising people vis-a-vis like a scene in Punked where they would come to the drive-in area and Ben Affleck would greet them to get their Dunkin' Donuts orders. And even the ones that they deemed worthy to put on the commercial, none of the people looked that plussed to see Ben Affleck. They're just like
Yeah.
they're waiting for their coffee regular or whatever donuts are going to make them regular. Um, and they weren't so psyched to see the guy in Goodwill Hunting giving it to them at their best.
I really hope that was humbling for him.
I'm sure he was expecting
Where
it.
where he thinks everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, you're Ben Affleck."
Yeah.
And instead they're like, "Oh, sorry. I actually wanted a large. You gave me a medium." I love that
He,
shit.
and even when he was doing that versus when he's doing the scripted Dunkin' Donuts commercials, after a while you're like, oh, he's not trying to do a fake Boston accent. That's just kind of how he sounds when he's around all of that because
Mm,
it's not thick enough to be like a fake faux, Saturday Night Live type sketch Boston accent. But it's not how Ben Affleck talks either. It's just all of a
yeah.
sudden it's a little bit like when you have a couple drinks in you can hear the Jersey. It's a little almost like that,
And
but maybe a little more cartoonish.
I think we all do that. You know, I know a lot of people
Maybe.
have been laying into Kamala for, her, I don't know if you would call it code switching, but when she's in front of certain audiences,
Oh yeah, definitely.
she changes. But yeah, as someone who travels so much and sees different people, and I think I would do the same thing. I can't fault her for that because I think that's exactly what I would do. I tend to mirror. I don't know. Maybe that's the performer in me, but
But as longtime morning listeners and viewers will note that after a while, all of Joe's code switching goes back to Dublin. Doesn't matter what accent she's doing. After a while, it all sounds a little Irish.
Saoirse
I,
Ronan, Saoirse Ronan.
yeah, well, now you're doing it deliberately, but
Well, yeah. Well, that's how I have to get into it.
I know,
Uh,
I know.
for Halloween.
That's your hook is the social rollers, and that's the
Bill,
only way I remember her name.
Bill, do you have a favorite Halloween movie you like to watch? What?
That was that was
I
that
know that
was
was
that
weird.
was that was like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. Well, but I think that you know that it's the Catholic in both of us. This I still maintain the scariest movie ever made was The Exorcist. Like there's no competition.
It's just so
I
fucking
slept
weird.
I slept with the lights on, well, my closet light on until maybe 14 because I saw the movie too young. But also, raised Catholic, you ask your mom, "Hey mom, is that real?" And what's the reply? "Yeah, that can happen." Doesn't help when you're a young Bill to hear that. There's only
Yeah.
so many Hail Marys you can say before you still think, well, I've done a lot of bad things. I'm absolutely gonna get possessed. I
I
deserve this.
well, I remember as a kid first learning about stigmata
And
and
I remember he's so you to
being
think you'd get that.
being convinced it would happen to me because that, the narcissism really started early.
It
The
sure did.
self-importance. Because if it's going to happen to someone, of
It's
course it would happen to me.
only the holiest of holies. I mean, guaranteed to be beatified. People get stigmata. So of course that's happening to you. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna get possessed because I'm evil.
I
I
mean,
don't. I can't have nice things, so I'm the devil's going at me.
if any sort of religious wonders are going to happen to either of us, those are the two appropriate ones.
I just don't see you with the stigmata. But I mean, if that's what you choose to believe, then there you go.
Um, I definitely need to watch Hocus Pocus. That's a
Oh boy,
classic.
I never saw that all the way through.
Um, but gosh, there was this one movie on Netflix. It's probably not on there anymore. I think it was called Trash Fire. That was so scary, but I loved it and I watched it twice in like a week span, which I never
Trash
do.
fire.
Is that what it was called? Um, but it was totally like an indie kind of a B movie type thing. And it was just unexpected and scary, few
That's
jump
how I describe
scares.
you.
Yeah, it's called Trash Fire. It's a comedy horror film. Oh, it was funny. Owen and Isabel's love story simmers with spiteful rage, and unfortunately for everyone, Isabel is pregnant with Owen's child. To prove to her that he can become a stable father, he agrees to reconnect with his only living relatives at her request. They take a trip to the devoted grandmother and his sister, who is severely burned in a fire, to finally bury the hatchet.
What
Oh,
the
you know what
hell
it
movie
is?
is this?
No, I think she was impregnated. I think it was the devil's baby inside her.
So it's like another Rosemary's Baby type deal.
Spoiler.
Okay,
But anyways, that's good. Check it out.
you didn't sell it, like
I
not even a little.
I was just reading the first description I saw, and that was not, it was either AI is losing its steam. That wasn't a very good. But Adrian Grenier is in it.
Oh,
Grenier
what you call it?
from
Uh,
Entourage.
Entourage. Yes, yeah. Boy, whatever happened to that guy? Here's a theory of mine that I believe to be true. You should, if you do too much of a navel gazing, almost as if you're playing yourself, commentary on Hollywood thing, it's very hard to do anything else. And Adrian Grenier is basically playing an Adrian Grenier type person in Entourage and lampooning the very idea of Hollywood. And then, therefore, it's very difficult for the viewer now to put him in anything else. I would equate it with John Malkovich. After he was in Being
Mm.
John Malkovich, it was very difficult for the American public to put him in any other character in any other movie without just thinking and seeing John Malkovich, if that
You
makes
know,
sense.
similarly, someone who that happened to, but I think has even surpassed that. Nicolas Cage.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, sure. When he's
For
playing
so
himself,
long he's just Nicolas Cage in a
yes.
movie until he was actually Nicolas Cage in a movie. But he has since been doing some recent things where he's playing characters and doing a very nice job. So kudos to him. I know you're
Oh,
watching, Nick.
only Nicolas Cage could make that leap. But if you'll note that since he played Nicolas Cage in that very meta role, the ones that he's done since then, and perhaps he did this purposely, lots of prosthetics.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Nicolas Cage too much. Lots of wigs, stuff like that, so as to like separate himself from Nicolas Cage as much as possible. Although the
Yeah.
Cage rage is still there.
Um,
National treasure.
Chatting Esk says, "Don't mess with the bill."
That's a good rule of thumb. And actually, I should go as Bull Schultz for Halloween because that's an easy costume. I got plenty of Bulls outfits. Oh, I've got an amazing seg.
Okay.
And I love this story. Hey, Joe, you know what? Most of the Bravo regulars are going for us for Halloween?
What?
Virgins. According to the International Society for the Aesthetic Plastic Surgery,
Oh.
ISAPS, for those in the know, in 2022, there were 194,000 labiaplasty procedures. That's an
Wow.
increase of 46% from the previous 4 years. Is that a trend, people? I think that's a trend. Former Jersey Shore family vacation star Jen Harley recently opened up to the Daily Mail about her vaginal. Is it vaginal or vaginal? I
Vaginal?
maybe I'm the virgin. Rejuvenation experience. Quote: I'm single right now, so I'm not having any more babies. This is the last one for me. Having babies, your vaginal canal, uh, is basically gets bigger, and this basically makes you like a virgin again. That's the selling point. I just wanted to get it back to its original condition. She's talking about it like it's a car, and save it for somebody special. The now realtor said, who had also had liposuction on her arms. Jesse, not even going to try to pronounce this last name, Nigadakara, from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, went one step further by getting labiaplasty and then documenting the entire process on her hit Hulu series. That's a surgical procedure to reduce the size of the labia minora.
Ew, girl talk.
Or it's about to get worse, chatty-esque. Mom of two, Jessie, 32, said that the childbirth had changed her vagina and left her unable to wear yoga pants. I didn't know this was a thing. And by the way, this is an actual quote she said. My meat curtains, they just hang low, y'all. She's told her stunned co-stars on episode 6 of the controversial series, sharing the brutal recovery period. She said she, quote, felt like she had a blowtorch up there. Other famous people that have gone through this, Jada Pinkett Smith has done it 3 times. Obviously talked about it on her Red.
3 times?
3 times. I guess it doesn't take.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was gonna say.
And pretty much all of the Kardashians, at least the ones that have had kids.
Bill, did you mispronounce it? Chris says it's pronounced labia.
What did I say? Labia? I mean, I didn't mispronounce it. I said it just like Jada did on Red Carpet Talk.
Gosh,
Joe, your thoughts on this amazing trend?
I am a bit shallow. I've never hidden that.
Not even try.
I look with my eyes. Is that the same?
I don't know.
And if I am going to spend all that money on surgery, it's gonna be something everyone can see.
Doesn't surprise me at all, reaction
wise. So, for one person, I understand Jen from Jersey Shore. She's single now after having kids. Maybe, although she said she wants to save it for someone special. I just feel like if you're getting that done, as many people need to see it as possible. Like if you just have a husband, you're going to do all of that for him.
That's the thing.
That's so strange to me.
Well, and again, I don't want to yuck any ladies yum out there. If this is something that they feel they need to do, then you do it, girl. But you just make sure you do it for you. Because, guys, I've told you this a million times, Joe, we're just happy to be there. Mm-hmm. The overall aesthetics, it's not going to move us one way or the other. But if women are doing it for themselves, go for it. That's fine. But
it being described as a meat curtain.
You told me that you were thinking of getting some Arby's later on today. Have you now changed your mind?
They do have the meats. And curly fries? Oh boy, this is awful.
Hey, they come in all shapes and sizes. I'm sure there's some Arby's and fries out there as well. But and the fact that it's increased as much as it has within the last 3 years, I don't know what is responsible for the uptrend in this trend, but that's a lot, man. That is this one.
Well, we've also done studies about women watching porn. So maybe women are in fact watching more. They're seeing
okay, sure.
A certain look, if you will. I don't know. If it makes them feel more confident, especially in intimate scenarios, good for them.
Intimate scenarios. This reminds me, I guess this is coming out before our SE episode does, but just you saying words like pecker and bottom. I mean, every show you should just have Joanne Ma on the ready.
It's
Just with
just because I have been scarred with certain people, Gino, who would isolate certain words I say. So I need to be really
oh,
careful.
I see, gotcha. I'm trying to remember which ones that he
You
isolated.
mispronounced the word landlord one
Oh yeah.
time. One time, and everything is landlord from then on out.
I missed that one. Landlord. Landlord. Well, it could have been worse. You could have been Tara Jakeway, and Gino isolated the one time she said massive dump, and
Yeah,
then just put that on the
yeah.
ready. I think it was during the broadcast she was doing. Actually, it was a man on the street or something. But yeah, so there you go. That's my hard hitting sort of Bravo themed story for today.
Oh, that's very
You're welcome, America.
worldly of you.
Thank you, thank you. I will say that all these are trends, though. We don't hear about the butt implant surgery anymore. You know what? You don't really hear much about either the duck lips pose on the Instagram when they're kind of doing that. People don't really do that anymore. Nor do you hear a huge amount about people having the lip implants at the college and stuff. Or I think that's kind of gone by the wayside too. There's like an up and down with this stuff.
Um, I think, yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on the TikTok of people getting their fillers dissolved. Um, and honestly, I think it all really does trend to the Kardashians. I hate to say it, but even all of them are starting to the 90s are back. They're getting like waif thin again. The curves are out. They're all now trying to like look more natural, like less filler, very thin. Um,
They never consult me with these trends. I know. I hated the heroin chic thing. No guy wants. I know it's women do this for other women, but like, no guy wants to be with somebody who resembles a 12-year-old boy. Guys like curves. They never talk to me before these trends start happening. I absolutely
oh
remember.
God.
I remember
If
the heroin
only
chic
we
thing.
did.
I
If
know. I know.
only us women went to you for counsel.
I think it'd be
Oh,
nice. I think it would be nice. Yeah, but I remember like Johnny Depp dating what's her name, Kate Moss, and everyone just looked like they were just one, doctor's visit away from dying from AIDS. Sorry,
my
living with
God.
AIDS. Well, that's what they look like.
Well, Bill, if you're going to counsel anyone else, maybe you should counsel them on dance moves. Chatting Esque says, "Hey, Bill, you've got moves, my man. Specifically, the slide under. I did see that video.
Oh
Um,
no, I haven't seen that video.
yeah, who posted that? I don't know where I saw that.
See, that's the problem. In your mind's eye at a wedding, particularly at a wedding, because drinks are involved, you're thinking you're just killing on the dance floor. And then someone has the balls to actually videotape you. And perhaps it's basically like an intervention. Maybe it's good that they did that. And you see what you really look like. And it's not what's going on up here, Joe. All these amazing moves I thought I was doing in here, in reality, it ain't the same. Does not compute. Doesn't
Yeah,
look good. It
well,
looked like I was on something.
that's why I spend lots of time in front of a mirror. It's not just because I like what I see. It is me constantly just tweaking how I present to the world. Oh, there's Sangle. Okay, great. Yeah.
You're not wrong, man. I got to start working on some of these moves in front of a mirror. Although, with my luck, I'm going to get busted doing just that. And that will be tough to live down, as these videos apparently are. Oh, boy, I hope there's not a lot of them out there. See, this is another reason why I'm glad I'm not on Instagram. I have not seen any of these yet. Oh, boy. I saw some on some phones at the wedding, though. They're like, yeah, look at this. And I'm like, I look like something's wrong with me. And in my mind's eye, I'm James Brown. I'm just killing it, but it's never that way.
Yeah.
Never that way.
Speaking of killing it, we just killed an hour. I apologize. Leo says Bill is too loud, Joe is too low. Have to keep adjusting volume.
That's too loud.
I don't know how to change it. I tried to adjust a thing, my input volume for my mic. I don't know. I'm not paid anything to do this. So there's
Although,
not much more I can do.
fun fact, Leo, Bill is also a Leo. Also, my friend. It's my astrological sign, Joe.
Oh God, what's your rising sun and your moon?
I love that you think that I would even remotely know what that means.
I didn't know mine either. I had to look it up. Anyways, thank you all
But you
for
did.
watching. Follow us on social media. You're if you're watching on YouTube, which I think all of you are, YouTube, audio versions, not of the live. Clearly, this audio sucks.
We got to
Audio
do the mic next
versions
time. Yeah.
of our recorded will be up on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Tomorrow, new episode with SE Cup. Really good one. So check that
So
out.
much fun. That is a really fun episode. Yes, highly recommend. And Walden in a theater probably not near you as of first week of November.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's shows now. You can come see it now, but yeah.
Okay.
Toolman
see when you're
says,
in.
thanks for the show, guys. You know what, Toolman? Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you. Don't look at the videos of me on the dance floor. Joe, got any? Well, wait. I'll let you do the more you, Joe.
We don't have it on a live.
All right. Well, I'll do it for you. Bum bum bum. You do it.
I got nothing. I've checked out. Bye, y'all.
We really